this is a pilot tutorial, which later on might become a test, in which we are going to create a Gantt chart and a percentage of completion view with an S-curve and a progress per month of your project. This video is going to be divided in 4 sessions, in which the first one we are going to populate the data for the Gantt view. In the second one, we are going to create the logic in order to assess the period in which you're going to have your activity. The third one, we are going to assign the correct number of days, and we are going to format the Gantt chart. Finally, in the last one, the fourth one, we are going to create the progress of completion table and the chart as well. Once again, thanks for watching, and this is the second video.
Okay, let's get ahead and let's start finding the number of days that we have accumulated for each activity. Therefore, one thing that we can do is, in order to display our Gantt chart properly here, let's say that we are going to get your minimum date from this area there. So as you can see, with the minimum formula, we can directly get the minimum value from this range. But let's say that instead of starting 1st of January, now let's shift this date to 10th of January. You would always like to check your activities since the beginning of the month. So in order to actually ensure that your minimum date will start in the beginning of the month, we can actually set the following formula: date, which will ask you for 3 components: year, month, and day. So basically, what we are going to do, we already have a minimum date from there. So we are going to ask for the year of that minimum date. We are going to do the same now for the month. There you go, month. And now we are going to say we want the first day. And there you go. You have it starting in the 1st of January. This is important in order to ensure that you're actually allocating the correct number of days in each particular month. So what is interesting always is that your first column is always 0 for you to ensure that you're getting the correct data, and later on we are going to have some use for this zeroed column. So I have my date here. What I will do, I will subtract, I will reduce 1 month. So there you go, 1 month less. So it's starting in 1st of December. Okay, so this date is too long. So what we can do in order to shorten this date, we can click a number just there and go to customize and just leave the format for month and then just the last 2 digits of the year. There you go. So we have our Gantt, which is basically going through, oh, my bad, I forgot to include the year, to update the year. It brought it back to 2020. So 2021, there you go. Now what we can do, we can build up our timeline here by adding 1 month to the previous column. and I will just copy the format here. There you go. So now I will drag it until March 2022, okay? Okay, April 2022, it's okay. So you can select all this range, double click in order to adjust the columns. Okay, so let's save our project. There you go. Let's include the date and let's call it Gantt, Gantt and POC exercise. There you go. So now we will need to do a formula in order to account for, in order to sum up the days. So I won't spend too much time explaining the formula. I'll leave it in the description of the video as well, so that you guys can check, comment, maybe you can come out with some different formula. So I'll just try to be a little bit quick on this part and just basically explain the formula. So what we are going to do here, I will just drag the bar so that you can see the formula. So basically, first step is to determine if your activity has started. So how can we do that? We can check that with if. Okay, so with if we can go and check. So how can I determine if the activity has started? I can get the last day of the month and check if the activity falls under this category. So what we are going to do, EDATE, and we are going to add 1 month to it. And we are going to ask, is it more than the initial date? If it's more, it means the activity has started within that month. So for this moment, just to check if we have done the correct formula, we are going to include the number 1. If not, then 0. It means the activity hasn't started. Okay, so let's go. So does our activity starts in December? No, it starts in January. So I will just drag those across all my months to see. Oops, sorry. I forgot to make it absolute value for the column, so it won't change the column. There you go. The tip here is actually to press F4. So you can select the cell and press F4 until you have your correct relative value. So I'm dragging the number again, and there you go. So our activity is basically starting in January and it's going forward. There we go. So once we have done it like this, we can come here and drag it down and we can check. So basically this activity is starting in May. There you go, it's in May. This one is in July. This one is in November, and this one is in in January. So yeah, you have got it right.